Show, powered by Island City, and broadcast from Hollywood Radio Studios. And thank you for joining me on this episode where we are featuring a new legend in the Bay Area. Oakland, San Francisco, Palo Alto, EPA, San Jose, Mateo. Shout out to all the Bay Area towns. It is your boy, Sam Vailala, that will be featured. We'll be talking about his FOB journey as a self-proclaimed fresh off the boat that was not intimidated by engaging and doing his best to live his best life. And then now he is transforming the community of East Palo Alto with the Razorback family and Razorback Rugby Club. Stay tuned in and you will see all of it after a word from our sponsor.
Soles is more than just for saving your floors. It also prevents heel bruises and pains from unbalanced cleats.
Hi, my name is Daniel Bruckner. I'm a private practice pediatrician here in Southern California, as well as the chair of pediatrics at Providence Cedars-Sinai Tarzana Hospital, and a good friend of Wendy's and also the pediatrician of her children. And I'd like to take this time to support her product, Soles. I think it's an amazing product that will benefit children greatly. And every day we see kids come from soccer practice, things like that. They don't want to take off their cleats, so they come in and I've seen accidents, I've seen sprained ankles, I've seen hurt heels, and I think that this Soles product will really help prevent those from happening, not only as a pediatrician, but also as a consumer. I can't wait to get the product for myself and for my children. I think it's something that should be owned by every athlete across the country, and I really hope that everyone goes and buys it and enjoys it. Thank you.
Soles will have memory foam and TPE mesh that will wrap around the cleats. After showing my product to my professional friends, I realized one thing. This isn't a product people want, it's a product people need. Soles, taking you from the cleats to the streets.
Welcome to the Coach V Show, your Hollywood radio show for personal development with expert insights and interviews to help you, me, and we work to be our best and live our best life. Offering for your consideration from all of the guests and interviews it is that I put on with Island City Media Group is these life lessons, success frameworks, and behavioral models. Should you find value in them, that you subscribe and deploy it all over your life, leadership, and business. Today, we have brother Sam Vailala. Shout out EPA. Shout out to the fam. And Sam, it goes by Tiger, Coach Tiger, or AKA DJ Tiger, AKA Chef Tiger, and whatever it is that you, me, and we want him to be. He was born in Oakland, raised in East Palo Alto, and at the age of 13 was sent back to Tonga. And then he came back and he went to East Palo Alto Edison McNair and became the DJ for his middle school because his uncle was a DJ. Back then, he was about 5'5", 110 pounds, and he was what he considers a small Tongan dude. He was bullied at one time, and then he started working hard, and he dedicated his life to being a rugby player, and that's where he is today. He's been with the Razorbacks for almost 20 years, and now he is the head coach for the rugby community of EPA and the head coach for the EPA Tigers. And he is, and the reason why he's on this show, a mentor and someone who brings huge community impact and positive people to not only the Tongan people, but all those that he comes into contact with. Welcome to the Coach V Show, your boy, brother Sam Vailala. What's up, Sam? Tiger, welcome to the show.
What's up, Coach? What's up, Coach?
How is life, Tiger?
Well, life is okay right now. Can't complain when the gas is high right now. And it's getting hot out here, so yeah, just counting every day by as a blessing, and we can't do much, can't control a lot of things, but what we can control, we just gotta pick it up and keep moving forward, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Keep moving forward. In that, Sam, I have become a huge fan. Now we're related, right? But yes, I only claim you like I claim The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, as my cousin because you're successful. I only claim successful family. So we're related. But I became a huge fan because of really the investment that you have made in your community. And let's start wherever you want. Do you want to start with being born in Oakland and growing up in EPA, going back to Tonga? Where do you want to start?
I guess we can start from the beginning, just because everything plays out from where I all started. I guess we can start off from. So I was born in Oakland. I got sent to the island by my mom because for the Tongan, I guess the Tongan way, it was easier for a mom to raise their the kids in the island where my mom's mom and dad was at, and it was, it was easier to diaper and stuff was cheaper to raise a kid that way. Plus, it was also good for my brother and sister to learn our island way, so like respect and stuff like that.
Yeah. So when I met you back in 2002, and I was cracking up because you and your brother were like probably 9 and 10, 13-ish. Yeah. And you guys, your mom would just leave you home and you guys would dig the umu, prepare all the food at such a young age. And I was just like, wow, I couldn't do that. And I was in college, right? So talk about those ways in the customs, our Tongan ways, being able to know how to fua fatongia and put in the work and the grind. Talk about that you learned that from the islands. What's the value of that? And talk to us about the importance you feel of that value to your everyday.
The Tongan way, it started with respect, I guess. And then you carry that mentality to everything else you do. So it was like growing up in the island, you have to respect your mom, dad, elders, all the elder people, all the people that's older than you. And then like if they want you to get something done, you have to learn the first time to get it done right. So that way you're not they're not explaining themselves. They don't the older what is it called? For us, we call it the OGs. So the OGs, they don't like to explain themselves twice. So when my grandparents used to explain us how to cook or clean the house or do yard work, you got to pick up fast. So and just just growing up in the island was I learned like you have to get up early in the morning. You gotta work hard. You gotta like there was things for us to do by the time you wake up and before the time you go to sleep to get done, tours and stuff like that. But that carry on to wherever I'm at in life. I feel like I can take care of myself or help out others, or how to just make glue or cook a pig or just washing the car. Growing up, I remember this, that back in Ireland, my teacher at the time told us that the first place you learn or your first teacher will be at home. So learning from home kind of like carry on from like, I think that was the best thing about being in Ireland is that you learn first from home and then you carry it on to school and stuff like that. But you learn how to clean and just do chores, and you better learn it the first time because the second time it won't. It's not gonna be fun when the OGs are around.
Yeah, real talk. And I've always felt that from you, even today, because I mean, I know you mentioned in your bio that you were like skinny and smaller, like I was. Yeah. I was real skinny. Like my son and daughter look way better at 13 and 10 that I did when I was freaking 15. They look phenomenal. But I always felt this about you and your brother and the dynamics of your family is that it is based on faith and family, and that hard work and doing something that was hard and that was a grind. It was just how you did things. Like your attitude is just like, your mom would say, hey, when we get back, make sure that the food is going to be ready. make a whole tent that covers the whole driveway in the backyard. Like, man, she'd tell you all this stuff. And we would leave for a few hours and we would come back and everything is done. And you talk about how those life lessons and that upbringing made you to be very resourceful and able to take care of yourself. What else do you want to share about your childhood and your upbringing, Sam?
With the mindset and just the attitude and the things that you learn from growing up in the island, you kind of carry that into your everyday life. So you can say like, you can say like going to your everyday jobs, your 9 to 5. I was taught, even though nobody's looking, you know, you want to do your best. You know, growing up, I worked when I was 5. I was working for my grandpa. We had a store in the island, so I was helping. I was like the only one that was picked to help him run it. So I would like restock and clean
up.
At
5 years old. At 5 years old.
At 5 years old. So I'm over. Like coming back from school, everybody else would go and play and have the normal life. My grandpa would make me get ready, come change, and then be in the store all night till 11 o'clock, just helping him with restocking and doing tour inside the store. So that like you kind of carry that to what I do now. Like even though my grandpa's is not around with us no more, I feel like he's still watching, or like even my manager now, I feel like they're watching, but I gotta do my best in everything I do. Even my mom, and you know, my mom want everything done the right way and the best way. So
yeah,
it's
no
like
doubt.
It's like whatever I do in life now, I feel like I gotta do my 100% because I don't want to let all my my OGs or my elder people people that taught me the right way to let them down, you know. So you kind of do it with pride and you carry on that same mentality to rugby practice, to whatever I do, gym, trying to lose weight or trying to help people. I try to do my best in all of that stuff in everything I do. But that's kind of like one of the things that I notice that I always tell myself, but sometimes I gotta remind myself, hey, pick it up. Yeah. When I'm falling short, I'm like, hey, this person, my mom, my dad want you to do this. You want to be the best in this, you want to be the best in that. And you kind of pick up yourself, or you kind of just check yourself, like, right. Like life lesson, like you say. That's one of the lessons that I picked up on coming from the island and just growing up with the poly way.
Yeah, right. To real talk. And then I didn't know that when I first met you, you were already like DJing at your junior high. Talk about that. Talk about how you got into DJing at your junior high. And what junior high was it, Sam?
Edison, McNair. There's a school by the old house in EPA. Growing up, my mom's uncle, Manasseh, he was a DJ, and when I was younger, when I would come back from the island, I would help him with just taking picking up the light stuff, the wires, the microphone, and helping him set up. And he'll DJ at like a bunch of dances. So when our math teacher will ask the school, like, if anybody would willing to learn how to DJ so you can play music for the school for our class that year. And I didn't speak much English, but I got myself in there by just start carrying the wire and doing the things that I know.
Yeah,
and then I got the chance to press play and pick songs, and it just went from there. But then that's what DJ Tiger started from. He didn't go by DJ Tiger. I didn't go by DJ Tiger when I was younger. I went by Sammy, or Sam Bam Weezy.
or your mom. I'd always just have hear your mom call you Samuela, huh?
Yeah, Samuela.
yeah. And then so when did you start making DJ a business?
when I got out of high school,
what high school did you go to? Shout out to your junior high. Now shout out to your high school.
Shout out Menlo Atherton, Bears,
Menlo
baby.
Atherton.
Bears, baby. Yes,
MA,
shout out MA. I started taking it serious after high school because I started doing what my uncle used to do. My mom's uncle used to do, playing for church events, little private dance, little birthday parties. And then I went from there. I started picking up on my own concert. I started doing my own event called Shout Out to the Fall Bar. I started the whole Fall Bar movement. The funny thing about the Fall Bar movement, is it okay to talk a little bit about the Fall Bar?
Yeah, please.
So the Fall Bar is it's a mix of music from old school, new school, throwback, pop, jam, jazz, and then you just mix it all together with Tongan music, Samoan music, Fijian music,
right? And
we just and the funny thing about that vibe, you don't play too much of one thing, so you don't just go hip hop. I noticed our polyways, our polyway, or our the way our people rose. If we're too much gangster, it gets out of hand. So what I would do is I call it Fall Bar because I'll mix it. I'll do a little bit of gangster here and there, so everybody starts sea-walking, and then I hit him with a little fob, like straight Tongan music, and then you'll see everybody go from gangsters to the most natural poly in them. They start playing and everything.
Yeah.
In the middle of in the club. So, and the vibe is just everybody's happy because nobody's too gangster and nobody's, everybody is a good vibe. And me running the Fall Bar back in the Bay Area, it helps. I noticed that it helps bring all the Samoans together, start bringing all the Fijians together and all the Tonga. Now we're like talking, we're vibing, we're getting to know each other. And then when we run into each other on the street now we're familiar. Hey, you're that guy from oh yeah.
yeah, right.
What are you up to? I'm working here. And it goes from there to another story like, oh, can you hook me up with that job? I feel like that job. But my whole thing was running the Fall Bar was to bring all the different polys in the Bay together, because we used to not to like we couldn't like get along with each other just because we don't know each other. But when you bring them in one spot and then you vibe you mix everybody's music together, Fijian music, Samoan music, Tongan music, all poly music, and then the vibe is like they all got to know each other. So I started like pushing hard, doing Fall Bar for like 5 years straight, and it was fun. There was the up and down, but that kind of broke the ice for most poly out here in the Bay. Now we're moving. We're all about money now. We're all about just getting our bread and our cheddar up, like you say.
Yeah, because when it comes down to it, if we focus on our differences in the various geographic areas we live, then it becomes like a tribal war. Versus vibing with each other, we realize we all just human. Everybody trying to make it. Everybody trying to pay bills, raise their family, raise their kids, and go to this next level, set the next generation up. Pay your bills, do the best you can for your life, but then also be crazy enough to set up projects that you won't even be here, but your kids and your kids' kids will finish that project. That's the new mentality of the level up. Not just for our people, but for all people in general. Everybody. But mainly for you to bring that to the Fall Bar. Talk about where you got that level of awareness. Because most people are just so selfish. They complain, they whine, and they point fingers, and they only want to focus on the things that make them different. But here comes Sam Vailala, DJ Tiger, like, nah, man, we all the same. We all got our same struggle. And let's not create extra struggle, drama, hardship, setbacks, prison, right?
Yep.
I mean, like, why would we even entertain that, which now, not just in the Bay, but like LA, Pomona, Ontario, Riverside, Inglewood, Long Beach, like that's the vibe now. Talk about how you gain that awareness, especially at a younger age than most of us are 46. You know, the guys that are in their 20s to 30s, that takes some level of awareness or faith. Where did you get that level of awareness, Sam?
So I'm always trying to DJ Tiger, or when I started gaining up on the name Tiger, it put me on a different platform. So I feel like people started looking up to me on doing this movement where I started. I noticed that the only time, because when I go to DJ, if I go to DJ at a Samoan party, I'm always everybody's in a good vibe. But everybody started knowing each other now. Now I'm DJing. I can DJ at any Samoan party in the Bay, or any Fijian party. I go there and DJ and play all their vibe, all their music. I see them happy, you know. But they're not the same people if you see them on the street mixing with other Samoans. And then I'm playing the Tongan thing, the Tongan party, the same vibe. It's like everybody's always having a good vibe. I'll say, how about we just put it together and we all can just get to know each other? So I started doing the fob thing. So I started doing the fob thing. I started mixing during my my time on the DJ. I started mixing the songs. I started someone throw a Tongan song. Shout out to all my Samoans in the house. All the Samoans in the house will start making noise. I slap the most Samoan song, the Siva Mai song. Man, every Tongan, Fijian, Samoan, everybody doing the Siva, because everybody does the same dance when they're doing fundraise for their church, or it doesn't matter what nationality you are. You're doing it. You grow up and you learn the dance. You can learn the Fijian dance, where we most of us learn in Polynesian group in high school, poly clubs, you know. And then I just felt like that I needed to break the ice between these between these polys, especially the polys, you know. And then, but doing the foul bars, like, it brought them together, and it took down the bad vibe between each other. I always preach everybody. I told everybody, man, if you're coming out tonight, I don't need no drama.
No drama. Yeah.
I just say, leave the drama with your baby mama, you know. Come out, have a good time, you know. You come by with your boy DJ Tiger. But I also preach to them, like, man, we, like, especially living in the Bay, man, we work out. We already deal with the BS, you know what I mean? The 9 to 5, the getting up in the morning, and just a lot of stuff. All I wanted to create a place where everybody can just come and just have a good time. You know, it's been a long week. We get a couple of hours, you know, have a cold one, talk about your day, your week, how's your, you know, and try to go from there. And then from there, people start coming up with new ideas. Like you said, Utah. Now I started traveling. I came to Riverside. Man, Riverside, shout out Riverside. It was lit. Shout out Riverside. I'm supposed to do another show in Englewood, in LA, coming soon. I did a show in Salt Lake. They were kind of new to the vibe, the file bar vibe. I was like, oh yeah, this is how we do it in the Bay. You know, we play that Benga Boys. When you start gigging to the Benga Boys and you're a big old crib, man, now you in the vibe.
And Tiger, and I mean, because sports to me does the same thing, and we'll get to the rugby thing, right? It's like, that's why I love, like, my son, like, when I played for the BC All-Stars, and I didn't even play that much. I was on there because Big Dave, Yona, all my boys were on that team, and they took me around, right? But because we met the boys from Hacienda Heights, because we went to San Fernando Valley, because we went to Riverside, and then we went to the mall and somebody beef is like, man, I know that dude, man. I played basketball with that guy, or I played rugby with that guy. Like my son right now, he's playing baseball, he's playing flag football, he's playing basketball. Like, he sees these kids from other elementary schools and they're like, man, how do you know Junior? How do you know William Jr.? He goes, oh yeah, we played baseball together. So, and I often talk about it, and you are talking directly about it. When you can create, I call it the Coach V law of attraction, right? When you can create human connection, validation, and value, you vibe it. You vibe it, right? You attract, right? So human connection oftentimes is like, they focus is a powerful is the fear and the things that we're against, right? That's a huge human connection. Music, huge human connection, right? I mean, there'll be people freaking in Russia or China singing Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline. They don't even know how to speak English, but they know the words of the song. Yeah. Come on, DJ Tiger. You know what I'm saying, right? Yeah. And then like all of us, I don't know how to sing. I don't know Fijian or I don't know how to speak Samoan, but when the song come on, I know how to sing the song. Yeah. So it creates this human connection, right? And then this validation and value that, hey, we're all human, right? Yes. And then so as an entrepreneur, now you're talking about a movement. It's like showing everybody, hey man, we're all connected. Foodie, hashtag foodie. We all like a certain food, right? A certain music, right? Oh man, don't even turn a hyphy song down in Pomona. Everybody gonna get hyphy down there, even though we're not from there, right? Yeah. Or like Laie Boys, you play that song, Laie Boys. Man, everybody know the song, right? Yeah. Man, talk about that human connection through music, DJ Tiger.
Man, the vibe with the man. That's like a big thing when you know your crowd and the vibe that's in the house, man. Like if I'm in Hawaii, oh boy, you're slapping all the original reggaes, the man, and then you'll pick up the energy from everybody just getting down and it's Tola Fale, Siva and man, and you know it's a big vibe. But just being in it, like you feel like you feel proud that you brought two things together, you know, and just vibing. Man, you got me thinking about that Laie song.
Yeah, man, they play that song. Everybody's singing it like they from Laie. You know what I mean? Because that Fiji song is a classic, and it just brings great vibes, right?
Great vibe. When you play when you spin the right mix, everybody's on that vibe.
That's right. And then talk about that now. Like I tell my clients and the people that I coach, teach, and train, whether it's a corporate company or an organization, like you have to choose your mix.
Yeah.
You got to choose your vibe.
Yeah, regardless of your move. You got to choose your move.
Talk about that, Tiger. Talk about that.
You got to choose the move. You got to choose. It's basically the same thing that you do in life. Like you gotta wake up in the morning and you choose that energy. Like, hey, let's get this money. You know, let's get this work in. Let's make this count. Let's count our blessings. Let's not let this day go by, and let's not let this song just be a song. Let's make it more than just a song, and you know, really get into it and really enjoy every minute of life or a minute of that song and really vibe to it. And you know, you carry that positive energy to the next song. Like, what's your next move after work? Workout. Ooh, we jamming in the gym. And really, right. and don't just I hate DJs that just plays the whole list and just just collecting the cello and call it good. I'm the type that carries make it a little bit more, like you say, make it a little bit more than just a song, you know. What's the song about? What's the beat to the song? Like make it count. Just count your blessing in it, and don't just press play. Be the play.
Yeah. And there's a poem that's called "The Master and the Art of Living" that I love. That to some people, they're trying to figure out whether we're working or if they're playing. But to you and me, we're always doing both. This is how we roll. This is how we live. This is how we vibe. This is how we do family. And they're always good. They're not all love songs. You know, some of them are freaking crying songs. Some of them, right? and what I love about you, and I love how you talk about that in vibe, but I love too, since I've known you since you were a kid, and I was a college football player at Davis, is that you knew. So explain first, like fob. What does fob mean to the audience? Two, even though you and me were fobs, like English is my second language, and now I'm a corporate professional national keynote speaker, right? But we never were ashamed.
What's my rings at?
Yeah, but we were never ashamed, right? Yeah. And that's what I love about you. Like, you knew you were a fob. I was good being a fob. I was good being slang and ghetto, right? And then, and it never stopped you for trying to get more or stop trying to communicate with people. Talk about being a fob, right? I'm a fob. I know I am. I still fob, right? But you didn't let that drive fear to not engage with people. You still engage, Sam. Talk about that.
So being a fob, so growing up, coming back from the island, straight fob, don't know how to say hi or any of this. So all this stuff I had to pick up on just hanging around with people. And being fob is like fresh off the boat. So you're fresh off the boat. So English second language, and you're just trying to learn, and you're just trying to fit in with everybody. Everybody would stop talking to you because you're a fob, and you know they don't want to vibe with you because you don't know no English, and you're fresh on the scene, you're fresh on the block, you're fresh in the school, you're fresh in the class.
Yeah.
Like, nobody want to understand you, nobody wants to listen to you. Everybody start talking down on you. But then I started looking at it. I started looking at it at a positive way. I told everybody, like all my friends, to this day, I told my friends, man, I'm a proud fob. You know, I would love to see you speak to me in my land, back in Tonga. Talk to me some Tongan. Try to talk some Tongan to me, and you're over here, you know, claiming that you're 100% Tongan and you can't even say hello. It's the same thing with me. Can't say hello in English because I'm 100% Tongan. So I took it in and be proud of it, because we're blessed with what we're blessed with today, and you know you can't complain about it. You either look at it a positive way or a negative way, but I carry it because I know I wasn't the only fob guy. I knew there was people that was hurt the same way I was hurt, and there's people that was shorter than me or not as good looking as me, that they were going through. So I started calling. Ain't no shame of you being fob. It's okay. Talk to me in Tongan. I ain't tripping. You know, I'm fob, you're fob, we fob, they're fob. Even the people that talk the most perfect English, if they go to French or anywhere else, they will be fob because you're trying to learn another language. So it makes sense. So I started. I try to stand up for everybody else and myself. It's okay to be fob. It's okay not to be perfect.
Say that again. Say that again, Sam.
It's okay not to be perfect. Like my boy Kobe say, man, the only thing that's gonna hurt me if I let myself talk myself down or talk myself negative. Other than that, I'll just let words be words, and people will talk. Let people talk. The only thing that will bother, Kobe said something about that touch that I liked. That you don't let anything discourage yourself. You know, you talk to yourself positive at all time, up and down. Talk to yourself positive. Don't let other people talk you down. But #offus.
Yeah. Hey, as a Laker fan, I just want to note that as the biggest Laker hater, that Sam Vailala just quoted Kobe, the Laker Kobe.
Hey, everybody's a Kobe fan now.
Yeah, no doubt. Everybody's a Kobe fan, no doubt.
Like you say, it's a lot more than just a song. It's a lot more than just Kobe and the Lakers. Kobe was a lot more than just a basketball player. You know, he's a leader. He's a what would you call it? Inspiration kind of guy. So I kind of follow that about him.
Very good. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about the Golden State Warriors. I'm a Laker fan, but I'm a huge fan of your Warriors because how they play they play team ball, and those guys, man, I think they're on the road to, I think they got Phoenix as the #1 seed right now going into the playoffs. But I am betting on Golden State Warriors. What do you think about the Golden State Warriors and their chances to winning the ship this year?
Man, it looks pretty good, but I don't know with injury. It depends on injury. I feel like if we can stay healthy with Steph coming back and our lead man Draymond Green on defense with Clay to help out. It's a team thing, so
Yeah,
I'm just
no doubt.
that everybody stay healthy and just keep vibing the way they're vibing right now. Because man, like you say, like for the last couple of years, I just love watching those guys because nobody's being selfish. Not one guy just shine by himself. It's like the whole squad. You can sit on a bench and still shine.
Yeah, I love that. I love that about those guys. I'm hoping our 49ers can learn from those guys, man, because
something.
Yeah, sometimes I look at our Niners, and I think the Niners were ahead of schedule. Like this year, they were ahead of schedule because to go from there's no way they can make the playoffs to making the playoffs and then beating the Rams to get into the playoffs and then losing to the Super Bowl champs who's in their division. I think that we're ahead of schedule. I wasn't disappointed. But and so what do you think about that whole 49er run?
Man, I liked it. I was thankful that, we changed it from the beginning. Like people say that we couldn't make it. We made it. Even going to the Packers,
right?
Packers,
huge win.
The Packers game was like, there was no way we should have came out of that, but we came out of it. But like, I'm thankful. Like, man, I was a proudest fan, man. I didn't regret any of this year's drive. I felt like our leaders, our Jimmy G did his best.
Yeah,
playing with injury too. A lot of people were saying, put in the rookie, but I was like, nah.
No way. I don't think so.
This NFL level, you don't want to rush these rookies into it because then they'll never bounce back.
Real talk.
I like how Mahomes was sitting back behind Alex Smith
for
a year, and learning from it, and instead of just getting tossed to that fire. I kind of learned that from watching more football, but we fell short. It to the end of the day, it's a team game. We had a bunch of chances when we could have entered the ball and finished the game.
Yeah, that interception drop was huge. That interception, but it's a team game, like you said, right?
Team game, so but there's always those people that never played sport before that put in the most annoying comments.
Real talk. So let's talk now. As we're talking about sports, and you talked about the 5-bar movement. Where are you with the 5-bar movement? Is the 5-bar done?
5-bar movement is on pause right now. Your boy's is trying to get married in August.
So,
there's a lot of things getting cut right now. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm liking it or just trying to work together with my other half now, I guess what they call it.
That sounds like some wisdom right there. My boy got some wisdom. Good for you.
It's a lot. It's a lot right now, but I'm trying to take it at one at a time and see what the next move is. But going into not being the single tiger and just going on my own schedule is like I'm trying to learn how to work with your other half if you're gonna get married, settle down, and all this other stuff. you can try to help. I try to help everyone, but I know at the end of the day you can't help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. So
say that again, Sam. Say that again.
You only do much for people. So this year I'm trying to take it in and kind of focus more on me and this winning life and this next chapter of life of getting married and lock it down and going from there. But so right now the 5 bar, the 5 movement and everything, it's out there, So I'm not sure if anybody's gonna pick up on it and continue working with it, because it's it's not an easy work. It's a lot of work of being that guy or being about that vibe. You can't let any downtime. It's always positive energy.
Yeah.
For the 5 music, for the 5 vibe, for the 5 bar.
Very good. So what about this new movement? Talk to us about this whole Razorback life and the rugby life, becoming head coach, because you've been a player for years.
Yeah.
But now you're the head coach. So talk about being a player first and getting into it, and now taking the lead role as the coach and a player.
So basically the Tiger thing, the 5 bar thing, it all came from rugby. Rugby had taught me a lot, where I kind of took it and run with it, and then mix everything else with it. With 5 bar, the same way I vibe with 5 bar, same thing. I bring it from rugby. But rugby, everything started from rugby. I never played in the team or any team sport in the island. I came here after high school, like at 10th grade. At high school I started knowing some rugby boys that had a rugby team that called the Razorback, and I started joining, and that's where I started learning everything else. Working as a team, taking care of each other, looking after each other. And then I carried that same mentality into 5 bar and DJing and bringing the whole movement together. But everything that I done, I feel like it all came from rugby most of the time, because I'll spend most of my time just playing rugby all week through high school, and until today I'm still playing. I'm coaching player. I became the coach because there's no coach to coach us at the moment, so I had to learn how to be a coach and try to put practice together, book and field, so much stuff. I knew it was a lot of work, but I felt like we needed our program to come back, because there's a lot of history in it, and there's a lot of people that made it out of it, that made it somewhere else or in life, and it was just important. It was like a big part of the history from EPA. But learning how to coach this year, it's crazy. It's a lot of work. There's never a bad day for you, even though you're having a bad day. Let's say you wake up and you don't want to coach today. You don't get to choose. You gotta show up, because everybody else depend on you. And I've been doing it for going on 2 years now. Last year was my first year. We won our shout out to the Razorback. We won our first championship game, rugby league ever. That was hosted here in California. I was the coach. I'm undefeated in that rugby league. Shout out to all my helpers, my coaches, Coach Petu, Coach Nessie for the girls. So I coach our boys and our girls. So our boys won championship and our girls won championship last year. And that was rugby league. Now we're trying to now we're looking into for union. We joined union right now. The girls are trying to make the playoff. The boys are already in the playoff. And on the 23rd of this month, we play in Morgan Hill against the Life West team. out here in the Bay too. And whoever wins that goes to national. So I'm trying to see if I can get me another championship before my next chapter in coaching. But back to where me bringing back the program. Shout out my other half, Brittany, my future wife. She helped out with paperwork and getting this program going. But I told Brittany that bringing the program back, it helps keep these kids out of off the streets, because we have a youth program. We from youth from age 5-year-old all the way to high school. We have those programs of rugby and a bunch of kids. But it's from there, from after high school. I feel like from after high school to college is where everybody falls off. And those that falls off, 18 years old, from 18 falls off, that doesn't get a scholarship to go to college, that doesn't have any leader or any big brothers or any big sister to show them the next way of life, that's where rugby comes in. So I will pick up these kids and try to have them hang around us, the older boys. And we ask them, you either try to go to school, we can try to figure out a school that takes either football or rugby, that if you're willing to hit the books. If they don't, then we're looking into trying to get them jobs. And what kind of jobs you think you can do? Can you do this? Can you drive? Can you be a driver? Do you have your license? Just recently, we one of my girls had just got her written test done, and now I'm bothering her to get her driving test done, because I see them driving, but back in the day, same thing that I did when I was growing up. I tell them, don't wait for anything bad to happen to you. Go get that the test done and get your L's, because that will also open you new doors. So I'm started connecting with all the youngsters around in EPA, not only EPA, San Jose, San Mateo. I'm also trying to just help them out with life, like growing up, I didn't know that it was a thing with 401k. I was like, man, if I would have known about 401k when I started working right after high school, I'd have been settled right now with a couple, with something in the bank, But I found out all about this. Anything that I learned, I try to teach them now. Sign up. I just talked to one of the girls. She's working full time. She had 2 jobs. I used to do that. I used to have 4 jobs. But then I was like, I never knew about, saving and putting something to the side. So for the long run, so you can have something by the end of, 3 years from now, you can buy your house, settle your the rest of your mom down and your family. And that's the American dream. If you can learn those little things, I feel like that's where we fall off as polys. But I try to teach that through rugby, because if anybody can go through fitness and discipline and learning to work with a different person as a team, you become a better person through life, and not just playing rugby, not just on the field. You be that person off the field. Some people that struggle with attitude, having bad attitude, and this, nobody's born with bad attitude. It's just they sometimes I feel like they hold back because they don't understand. They feel like just bullying other people would be the only way, or that's the only way they grew up on. It's just because they didn't have an older brother, or they never listened to their older brother or older sister, but yet they will not listen to you because you're a part of his or her team. So you're a teammate. So when people you see people start changing when you come through the Razorbacks, instead of and just helping them out, trying to lead them. And it's hard, because as your boy's still growing too. So sometimes I check myself where, like, man, I can't fall apart. I can't let other things let me down, because a lot of people that looks up to me. You know, I don't want to let them down. So it kind of still hold me in place too. So it's like I want to work harder to give this next generation things that I didn't get, or I didn't have, or I didn't understand growing up. So yeah, that's that rugby thing right there. That Razorbacks been a big part of my life. So for me, I try to give it back to anybody and everybody that's in my squad. There's about 76 of us total, boys and girls, 18 and up. And I feel like Coach V is like from like I said, from age 18 to 22, it's where people they drop out. And if they don't have sport, they start looking around to rob somebody, carry guns, be a gangster. All this other stuff comes into play. Because that happened to our program. Our program was suspended for 2 years. Within that 2 years, those two generation that graduated from high school that fell apart, they're the one that's still messing up EPA right now. But that's not their fault, because we didn't hold on. I feel like we didn't do. I feel like we didn't do our part, you know, as older folks or older brother, older sister. So we got the program going again, and it's a lot to try to keep it alive. So from doing fundraise to, that's where Chef Tiger comes to play. I gotta learn how to make otai, making keke. I just learned how to make keke. Man, my first patch of keke, oh boy. I posted and everybody was laughing. But guess what? Coach V? I have the best keke in the Bay right now. So if I'm not cooking that keke for you, man, it's funny because that's one thing that my grandma bakes. And you know, Taita's a sister, Lima. She's the baker out of the family. And my generation, not one of us has baked yet. Come to find out, I'm the baker too. So I'm doing the baking right now. So tomorrow we have a fundraiser tomorrow in San Jose. So San Jose will be college playoff for girls college team all over the Bay. So all of the Bay will be there on Sunday. So they wanted me to come over there and cook the keke and otai. Everybody's been asking for it. Man, it's a lot of work, but when it's all said and done, you can eat the keke and feel the hard work and the vibe. You just bite it one time and the vibe, you're like, man, whoever made this put some work into this.
That's awesome. So Sam, anybody who's watching this, how do they get a hold of you? How do they get a hold of you, and what do you need help with?
I need help with fundraising, sponsor. We're still waiting for our number for
your nonprofit.
My nonprofit.
Yeah,
I think it's taken a year, but they told us about it. It's gonna take a long time to wait for it. But other than that, it's just fundraising and a way to sponsor us or help out wherever you can help out, whether coaching or donation. We take like anything. Our team will turn anything to something and just be blessed with it. You can reach me at my Instagram page is DJ Sam Tiger, or my Facebook was Sam Vailala Tiger, or you can reach me at 650-278-6865. Tiger, real talk.
Maria. In that Tiger, we're closing off here and finishing up the show. What about shout outs? Talk about some shout outs.
Hey, shout out TD. That was David Tupou. That was my first rugby coach. aka mentor, aka OG, aka the big brother, the homie. That he's Coach CD has his own story. Grew up in EPA when he was bad. He wasn't even a rugby player. He just started the rugby thing to help out the younger brothers and everybody else in EPA. And then from there, Razorback became Razorbacks, and it kind of took people out of the street back in his days, and then I grew up in it, and that's like, sometimes I complain to him, like I told him, like, man, you could have taught me something else, but you taught me this rugby stuff. Now I'm stuck with it. And it's a lot of work, fundraising and stuff just to keep the club going. It's crazy. It's like $1,200 for a month for us to use a field, and that alone is like, sheesh. But I always tell Coach CD, like, hey man, you could have taught me anything else in life. He said, Coach TD will always tell me, like, trust me, you do not want to learn all the other stuff because you probably would have been in jail right now. Shout out to him. Shout out to everybody that's a motivation speaker or a positive movement in life to, you know, just to keep everybody in positive, you know, positive ways, or because it's not only me. It's like there's a lot of leaders out there that's shout out to them, just keeping or trying to change the world into a positive surrounding out here in the Bay and everywhere else, and just being, you know, drama free and just live life, man. Enjoy waking up and going to sleep, because you never know if tomorrow will come, because tomorrow's not promised, my guy.
Right on. In that, thank you, Sam Tiger, DJ Tiger, Baker Tiger, Coach Tiger, for coming on the Coach V Show.
Yes, sir.
And so what's your final? What's your final message? Take a minute.
Final message? Final message, man. Just enjoy life. Don't just press play like just another song. Count your day. Count your blessing every time you wake up. Say your prayers. Stay positive. Stay positive to yourself. And spread the positive to everybody else. Give a hand out or help out the person next to you or anybody that needs help. Help them out. And if anybody that needs help, let me know. Hit me up on the DM, text me, call me. Anybody that knows me. I'm always gonna do my best. I'm gonna give you my 100. And you know, let's enjoy life and count our blessing and do something good.
Nice. So
shout out Coach V, man. Thanks, Coach V, man, for having me, man. Officers, I'm always following you. You already know, man.
You're doing some awesome work, man, and this is overdue, and we'll visit with you this time next year. We got to get you on the show, and then just do a check-in with you and the Razorbacks. You can reach Tiger, my boy Sam, at Instagram at DJ Sam Tiger. Number 650-278-6875. Go yeah, Sam, man.
6865. 6865.
6865. So 650-278-6865.
Yes, sir.
And only if you're interested in helping, because Coach Brittany is next to him now. He doesn't need anybody else calling him for any drama. And that, thank you, Tiger. And shout out to the Razorbacks. Thank you for all that you do for the community. And to everybody who's tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Coach V Show, powered by Island City and broadcast on radio via Dash Radio Studios, Hollywood, California. And you know, for Tiger, Sam, and myself, It's not just for the sake of success that you tune in to shows like this, but for the sake of being your best. In doing so, you realize the best of your abilities and that everything that you dream and work for can be achieved. This is how your boy Tiger and your boy Coach V lives, all about faith and family. Grateful for God's amazing grace. Until next time, next Mono Motivation Monday, it is your boy Tiger from EPA, shout out East Palo Alto and the Bay Area, and your boy Coach V via Elk Grove, California, via Dash Radio Studios, Hollywood, powered by Island City. Until next time, one love, mad respects from your boy DJ Tiger and Coach V. Peace.